everybody. It's Mark Messier, and you're listening to Blue Shirt Underground Show, the #1 Rangers podcast. Make sure you tune in to find out all the latest news. Let's go Rangers.
Blue Shirt Underground, motherfucker!
Unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, remember what's the critical thinking hangar. Ranger fans, remember what's the critical thinking hangar.
And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York Rangers hockey.
Good afternoon, everybody. How you be? What's going on, Blue Shirt Undergrounders? This is your Game 6 wrap-up. Jim and Eddie with you on a Saturday afternoon. Eddie, here we go again. Game 7, baby. We wouldn't have it any other way, would we?
I'm so happy, man. I couldn't even sleep last night after the win. I know, Jim, you were up a little bit later than usual. Sean's always up late. A lot of our friends and compatriots were riding high after last night's game. And yep, Game 7, Jim. I think I've actually got the Rangers in 7 in our pool. I'm not sure, but because I know it's just never easy. And I'm just so glad to be here in Game 7 after being down 3-1. And so what a great win. I think it was a great game by the Rangers. I mean, I don't want to be Mr. Realist, but that first period was total caca. I mean, you couldn't get worse caca than that first period, but we came back. We succeeded where others have failed, as I've said many times. And I was ecstatic. I'm still ecstatic.
Let me ask you a question. And there's no wrong answer. When they fell behind 2-0 going towards the end of about 4.5 minutes left in the first period, what'd you think? Did you think it was over? Did you think they could come back? Did you feel like – I kind of felt like the floodgates were about to open and we were just going to get – it wouldn't not have surprised me when it was 2-0 to see it be 4-0 by the end of the first period. I just thought, here it comes.
Well, they didn't get their first goal, I think, Pittsburgh, till about 5 minutes left, and then it came quickly again. I was not in the frame of mind that they're going to come back and win this game. I was in the frame of mind maybe with Louis Domingue, they could find themselves back in the game and possibly win. But that was my only hope. I was getting nothing from their play at all that was an indicator that this team was going to win.
Right. You're always waiting, and it's like the team is always waiting for the switch to be flipped. The hit, the power play, the big save. What's going to turn? It seems like I've been saying this all season. I feel like that. You always make the joke about Star Trek, like it all seems hopeless until somebody figures out there's some stupid switch that's got to be flipped or some stupid little. They're always waiting for that Matlock moment where he goes, "Aha! I know who the killer is," and then they turn it all around. I don't know, man. But they just keep finding ways. And we said it the other day, get 40 shots on Louis Domingue and get 4 goals. And last night they had 38 shots on goal and 4 goals. And then obviously the empty netter. Mika Zibanejad is awake. Chris Kreider is awake. Adam Fox with 4 assists last night. I don't know. Here we go. Game 7.
Yeah, and the Rangers they took advantage when they were given the opportunities. The bad play by Evan Rodriguez, a retaliation penalty, which Mike Sullivan was not happy with in the post game. You gotta play smartly and turn the other cheek, as they say. And the ugly brother of Greg McKegg did not heed those words, and he wound up taking a penalty. And the Rangers power play, baby, came in that 4-minute double minor, and I forgot who that penalty was. I don't think it was against Rodriguez, but they got a goal in the first 2 minutes, which was great.
Mike Matheson was the double minor. Which was great to get him off the ice for 4 minutes.
Right, because he's had a pretty good series.
Right.
Basically both coaches were agreeing. It was a battle of special teams, and the Rangers once again canceled out a 5-on-3 by the Penguins. Great penalty kill, and the Rangers power play was on point. And the better team, the good guys, won on a wonderful goal. So anyway, it was fantastic. I was absolutely giddy that they won that game, because I'll tell you what, I will admit to this. I said to myself, do they ever win these games? This is like was a setup for a loss. Like at the end, I go, I could just see Pittsburgh getting a fluky goal and then we're shaking hands.
Right.
I'm sorry. I admit it to you because you're my brethren. You're my compadres, or whatever the female version of that is.
Sithrin?
My Sithrin.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants? Traveling Hockey Pants?
Yeah.
Traveling Pooperall?
Yeah. I think most of us had flashes of that. I said, hey, we got Shesterkin. They got Domingue. I'll take my chances. And Shesterkin played pretty well down the stretch. And what about that pass, Jim?
Amazing. That's, you want to chant my name all game? You want to get there? Here, I'm going to shove it right up your ass. Here's a pass right up your ass, right down the pipe to Zibanejad.
It was a perfect
pass. That might be the pass of the year.
It was like a perfect saucer pass.
It was.
It was so flat. It was great. Oh. And apparently the man who should be paid $10 million a year, Benoit Allaire, gave Shesterkin some method to tune out the Penguins fans. Thank the Lord.
Whatever it was, it worked. He won't divulge what it was. Don't care. I don't even care if it was cocaine. It was cocaine inside an earplug.
You're going to the front lines if you don't tune these guys out. You're going to be the Russian-Ukraine border.
Right.
No, whatever it was, thank God Benoit Allaire, probably the best Ranger coach other than Emile Francis ever to play. Or, whatever. It just was. And like you said, he shoved it directly up their ass.
Right.
And
right up the middle. I love that. The type of confidence. What's going on, Chris? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're feeling all right.
I hope you watched last time's show. I was talking about your lovely wife and the whole Filipino. He was a very instrumental last night in last night's game, I got to say. Oh, God. Anyway, so you saw such another comeback win And they keep losing people, Pittsburgh, like flies. Brian Boyle, your beloved Brian Boyle, went out early.
That's hockey, Susan. That's hockey.
And
Hey, look, we've had guys get hurt. We've got guys go down. There's no sympathy. It happens.
Well, because you have a man like Tyler Mott who came back, gave them the energy they needed. And Jim, we've been bashing Rickles, the absent-minded professor, all these playoffs. What does he do? We don't know. But he was the genius that put Tyler Mott on that line of Chris Kreider and Mika Zibanejad at the end when they scored their goal. So give him props for that. They needed that kind of energy. Zibanejad, and then the slam dunk by Chris Kreider. I love they just whacked a slap shot from the inside the blue paint to score.
And got in the glove and trickled behind him.
Oh, it had the right spin too, man.
And then Domingue immediately looks at Jeff Carter the way he looked at Jeff Carter the way Hank used to look at Dan Girardi, like, "What did you do, Ray? What did you do?" Like that was somehow Jeff Carter's fault that your glove has a hole in it.
They were inconsolable in Pittsburgh, the way it should be. Those fans. God, with that horn. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much does that horn annoy you?
12.
Look at the
that horn. You notice that horn goes away the minute they're losing. That horn that horn gets put in the closet.
It's probably up the guy's ass. Probably enjoys it. Or the female. I don't know who would. I think that's more of a guy thing to be annoying like that. Yeah. And Lou, the guy stinks. He's a garbage can.
Boom, 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 boom. Stinks. He's not good. Been saying it all series. He's not good.
Well, even Oakchick made mention to it that he's a goaltender that's had a hard time staying in the National Hockey League. I mean, that's the facts, Jack. But I gotta tell you, Jim, they gotta stop with these first periods because everybody. What I do is at the end of the game, I go through the game threads on the BSU. There were people. We want Trotz. We gotta seriously think about Trotz. I'm leaving. I'm not watching this game. Season's over. See you.
Oh yeah, it's like, yeah.
And I liked every one of them because I just wanted to. I see the Zibanejad.
The Titanic didn't have as many people jumping ship as this fan base does sometimes. As soon as it's 2-0, that's it.
Well, to be fair, that was a bad 2-0, man. That was like.
It's hard to be down good 2-0.
I know, but like, you're right. But it just looks like they were, again, I've said this many times during the run of this show. It looks like they were just airlifted onto the ice. And they never played together before. They're just scrambling all over the place. The goalie's a mental case. He can't hold on to the puck. It hits his glove. It comes out. He can't squeeze the glove.
Right.
There was another goal last night where he didn't. He can't hold the puck. Now, granted, there were 5 shots on net in that sequence that they scored, but I'm like, how do you get 4 shots on net? No, the defensemen are pretty much have a guy, but I don't see any other Rangers around. It was just, but it was a great win. It's up there. It's going to be remembered.
If they win tomorrow, it's remembered.
Right.
If they don't win tomorrow, it's Endy Chavez. Everybody knows what the Endy Chavez reference means. Guy made one of the greatest catches of all time, but the Mets lost the game. Who cares?
Yes, I remember that. That's true. That's true.
So, I mean, yeah, it's a great comeback. It's one for the ages. It'll be, it goes into goes into your Rolodex of playoff memories, but got to get it done tomorrow night. Got to get it done. Got to get it done.
I'm
Crosby,
fairly
I would
confident about
expect.
tomorrow night.
I would expect Crosby to be back. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't play. He was on the ice with the team today, and that's fine. They still should be able to beat them, Crosby or no, on home ice. That's what it comes down to. You know, you've gotten this far in the series. This is why you play for position. You want to play Game 7 at home. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. If you got this far in the series, you should be able to win at home. There's no excuse. And that's it. That's my summation of Game 7. There's no excuse not to win it.
I agree. I mean, I feel kind of confident. You know, there's always that Ranger ingrained doubt over the years. But I just don't see Shesterkin giving up that many goals. And although the defense is atrocious, I'm going to just say it right now for the Rangers.
But let's talk about this. In this series, without Ryan Lindgren, what are they, 0-2? With Ryan Lindgren, since he's been back, they've won 2 games. Or actually, maybe 1-2 without Ryan Lindgren. And 2-1 with him. So that makes a big difference. If you don't think Lindgren over Justin Braun or Patrick Nemeth, if you don't think that makes a difference.
I
Crazy.
totally 100% agree. Because really, and even though Fox has been defensively been not what we're used to in a negative sense, but he's certainly offensively. I really don't think there's too many players on the back line that can work a power play like him and can do things in the offensive zone like him. And Lindgren has been par excellence. He has been, this word gets used a lot, the warrior, and he has been a warrior, true warrior out there.
And, over the years, a lot of years, Dan Girardi took a lot of shit on this show, but there was no questioning the man's toughness. Well, Ryan Lindgren's got some of that. He's got some of that DNA in him, that's for sure. He's got Girardi DNA.
He's just one of those hard-nosed players. He goes out, you think he's hurt. He comes back the next shift.
Back. Right.
Ivan
Drago said he is made of iron.
Yes. Fantastic display that's got to really show that locker room what this guy is. I mean, every shift this guy's coming out and getting hit and what have you. And his play has been very good. Trouba and Miller had a horrible game last night. Trouba more than Miller. Miller was scary. But Trouba was hard. I mean, the pass that he made that cost him a goal was terrible.
On the Malkin goal?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Everybody's going, it's Miller's fault.
Blue line passes, man, they'll kill you more often than not. Those type of passes.
You got to be aware of who's out on the ice.
Right.
Too.
Right. You got to be you got to be aware of who if anybody's in the middle of the ice because well, I mean, a guy like Malkin. Malkin's not a small guy. All he had to do is stick his stick out, and that's a breakaway the other way. I mean, that's like I said, that type of pass is going to kill you more often than not. And Malcolm made him pay, but Kreider made him pay more.
Oh yeah, I listen. I'm ecstatic. They put you through the ringer so much. I remember more of the bad things than the good things, except for the last goal.
And how crazy in this series, how crazy have these second periods been? Every game. I went down the list. I mean, in this series, right? Pittsburgh is outscoring the Rangers over the 6 games, 26-24. Pittsburgh has scored 13. Half of their goals have come in the second period. And 14 of the Rangers' 24 goals have come in the second period. I mean, these second periods have just been absolute track meets up and down the ice. Pittsburgh scored 5 goals in Game 4 in the second period. The Rangers have scored 3 goals in 3 second periods in this series.
Wow. And Zibanejad gets 2, the quickest goals in Ranger playoff history.
I did not know that.
but tied with Don Maloney in 1979.
Quickest 2 goals by one player
Yes.
in the playoffs?
Playoffs, yes. Which was like, wow. That
A
just
minute and 16 apart, it looks like.
Now everybody's on the Zibanejad train again. I don't mind. Like I said, the Rangers were just I was elated. I don't know other words to say other than, bye-bye. I don't have to go to that. What do they play at? The Igloo over there in Pittsburgh? I don't have to go see them anymore. Regardless. And I think the Rangers, will win. And some very good quotes came out of some post-game interviews. One which I don't think anybody probably saw, but I caught it on NHL Tonight where they interviewed Kreider, and I don't have the clip because it was not on the internet, where Kreider says, and I quote, "It's going to be really loud at MSG. We shouldn't even call it Madison Square Garden. We should call it Madison Square Jungle. It's
All
not
right.
a garden, it's a jungle." So I thought that was great, and I didn't say Zib and Kreider. Well, I know Kreider really backed up Zibanejad, saying that he was one of the biggest. He was the best player on the team, one of the best players in the league, even if he's not contributing. Oh, they're talking about the iPad.
Yeah, I got the clip.
This is because he was second guessing himself because he hit the post on that
Right.
breakaway. So Kreider's like, "Give me that fucking thing." Stop second.
I heard him start second guessing his move, and I didn't really like that. He beat him clean at the post.
Fuck your iPad.
Wanted the second guess.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fuck your iPad.
And Gallant was like, "I would never. Why would I want to watch my mistakes?" He said, "I couldn't do that iPad if I was still playing."
And they asked them about the iPad. I don't have I don't know what I did with that clip. I posted it somewhere, and I guess they asked Kreider about the iPad, and Mika said to Kreider, he said, "Go ahead, you're the one that fucking threw it."
Yeah.
And he let Kreider answer the question. I posted that somewhere too. I was posting like crazy, as I usually do after wins.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to feed everybody lots of information.
Well, it was.
I didn't skip the best part. That was the whole clip. It was 9 seconds. It was a 9-second clip. That's it. I didn't skip anything. I played the clip I had.
So it was. How did you feel? I talked about how the trials and tribs that I went through.
I honestly thought 2-0. I thought the floodgates were going to open. Even though they'd come back from 2-0 a couple of times in the series, I just had a feeling. I just had a feeling that the Penguins were starting to go. They were, and I just thought, when they scored and then scored again the second time so fast, I just thought, man, I could see this being 4-0 by the end of the first period.
Yeah.
But once again, they flipped the switch. They had a Matlock moment. I had a Malox moment.
Oh yeah, I saw you changed gear during the game. You put on Babs's shirt, or was it shirt?
I went to my Rangers sweatshirt for the third period, and that was one of the last Christmas presents my mother gave me. Might have been the last Christmas she was alive, actually. And put it on, said a little prayer. I said, if you're paying attention, Babs, we need a little magic here in the third period. And then when the game was over, I said, don't go nowhere. I said, I might need you. I might need you.
Yeah, I mean it. Now I will tell you that I had no superstitions going at all. But
That's okay. I got enough for both of us.
But yeah, it's true. But I was doing like motions on the like I'm in goal, like I'm kicking out my leg. I used to be nervous and jerky, but I'm not nervous anymore. But yeah, so I was like, twitching and all kinds of stuff. But it was exhausting. I mean, it was just like the range. I don't know what happened. I'm going to say it's just my only negative thing. I have no idea what happened to the regular season team. They don't play like it. They come back, but there's never not a moment where the defense looks so unorganized, and they back in so much the Rangers. I wish they would challenge them a little more, but whatever. It's working. We're going to be at the Garden. I think it'll be dictate the pace. There's also that 3 minutes a game where the Rangers are stuck in their zone. At
Right.
one point. Remember
Can't
that
get
one
off the
point?
ice.
They can't get off the ice. It's driving, it was driving me nuts.
Rangers can't get off the ice here, Sam.
And then
Rangers need a stoppage, Sam. Joe
And
says
you know
that every
what?
game. His line is tired, Sam.
I mean, we have obliterated Micheletti over the years, but I'm telling you, these playoffs have brought the best out in that klutz, whatever you want to call them.
They've been okay. I'd still rather watch them than a national broadcast, especially against Pittsburgh. The broadcast is what it is. They've been okay. Here's the other clip. I'm not even sure if this is the one that Jen is talking about, but this is the one I was referring to.
Go ahead. You can already do it. He was looking at the breakaway, and I heard him start second guessing his move, and I didn't really like that. He beat him clean at the post. No need to second guess. Go ahead. You can already do it.
Go ahead. You fucking threw it.
I will say that Kim Sunback, if I'm pronouncing that right, I don't know how that. Anyway, Kim, you get my Ranger fan of the night last night as I read back through the game thread. You stayed very positive, as I remember. And, listen, I give kudos to you because I was about to shut off and watch some Barry, but not Barry Beck. I was almost there, but I couldn't because I'm a glutton for punishment. But Clydesdale and come on, what about Tyler Mott, man? He was the Bobby Sheehan of that game. He was the energy guy. He didn't play a whole lot, but when he did,
he had. I've got all this stuff in front of me here. He had 9.5 minutes of ice time. More than Ryan Reeves, which is fine.
God.
Which is just fine with me.
What does he add?
Ryan Reeves, 6 minutes of ice time, 2 hits. Okay.
Yeah,
no
that's
problem.
What I'm saying.
No problem.
No problem.
What's up, Pete Fox from Las Vegas?
Pete Fox.
Did you move there? Weren't you in Southern California? Did you move to Vegas? Or are you just on a very long vacation? Because I felt like a week ago you were in Vegas. Anyway.
Reeves, come on. He's got. Did you see? You watched the MSG broadcast?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in the room before the game, they got Reeves announcing. I mean, screaming the starting lineup. He's like, at center, Ryan Strome, starting at right wing, Timmy. He's screaming. And I'm going, this guy is all flash and no smash. You know what I'm saying? He's good for the Chesty release us, but no smash.
Does he use up all his adrenaline doing that?
Pretty much. Even that Cincinnati idiot said I would be gassed if I had yelling all that much. Well, I think he is. I love Reeves. What does he do? What does he do? He doesn't hit and he doesn't fight.
Yeah. I mean, to answer Matt Morello's question, yes, I believe he'll be in the lineup tomorrow. I would expect him to be in the lineup, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't have a problem. Him screaming if it gets the players.
It doesn't.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing.
They shit the bed. Sean
McCaff said, someone tells me that everyone's laughing when they do this, and maybe that's why they come out flat. Well, maybe.
Be. Yeah.
Well, okay. Tom Wilson's afraid of Reeves. Well, Tom Wilson's on the golf course this morning, so I'm not really worried about Tom Wilson anymore. I'm not worried about Biff Tannen.
Tom Wilson and Matt Martin are out of the playoffs. Now, can we sit Reeves for? I mean, come on. Yeah, Liz is right. When Cop looked very, very worried or weirded out by that screaming in his face.
Capo Caco actually made in his pants once after Reeves yelled at him. He was so scared.
I have celiac disease. Get away from me. Yes.
That line again, Sam, played very well last night.
Definito Burrito. Love the way Lafreniere.
The numbers don't show it, but I thought they played well.
Yeah. I mean, after the first, listen. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I just got to go there. That second and third pairing were horrible. Braden Schneider, I know he's the future, but he really has been pretty bad in this series. And I know he's been saddled with Nemeth, but he didn't even look that good last night. But he's young. He'll adjust. And the Rangers are going to a Game 7.
I'm blaming it on Nemeth.
All right. Okay. I just thought.
I don't think Schneider's been that bad, honestly, but,
I think he's. But it's his first. I mean, this is what it's about. Now they're going to a Game 7. You win a Game 7, in which they're probably going to win. This is 7 games that these guys now have under severe duress. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Have gotten playoff experience, which can only benefit them. If this would have been a 4-game sweep or a 4-game-to-1 thing, the experience is negligible. Now the Rangers have gotten some experience. Hope they're going to win this series, and then and get even more experience. Lafreniere, especially Sean, you are right, has been outstanding.
I don't know. I don't know how much this plays into it, if at all. But between playoffs and Hartford and the Rangers, Braden Schneider is now, he's now played 75, getting close to 80 games this season. And, 20 years old, he's never played an 80-game season of any kind. So, they played 60 games in the WHL. And so.
No, I can totally excuse some bad play by a young guy. But when you have a veteran out there like Patrick Nemeth, like Chris is talking about, these 7 games haven't benefited Nemeth. As a matter of fact, I think he's probably going to be gone next year unless, Gallant stands up to him, the GM, because he's a Gallant boy.
Howdy. I'm Uncle Fester from next door.
Festa's still hanging around. But I will give it to you. Ben's reporting this hat trick. This happened a lot last night, where they said that Zibanejad got a hat trick.
Yeah, but he didn't.
I know. Is Ben? Are you predicting one for tomorrow? Or I saw hat trick and had a picture of Zibanejad. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever.
Were they saying that on the broadcast or something? Maybe.
I don't know. I saw like some pictures of Beacon said hat trick, and I don't know. Oh, okay.
I don't know. I was doing a cool Facebook room viewing party thing with the Patreon group during the game yesterday. So I didn't hear like every word of the broadcast. It was kind of fun though. I had everybody on my phone, and by the end of the game, we had Liz in there. We had Matt Zenobia. I had Todd McGonnell, Sean Kraft. It was good to see him. Mike Silvers was in there for a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. Since I was sitting home watching the game by myself, Jen was at work. I'm like, let me try this, see how it goes. And yeah, it was kind of fun. We weren't all synced up, so they all screamed when Kreider's goal went in about 5 seconds before me, but that's okay. As long as we're winning, I don't care.
Oh, yeah, as long as you're hearing screams of joy and not all fucked and all that stuff.
Okay. The go-ahead goal was originally credited to Mika, and then they corrected it to Kreider, and okay. Oh, MSG ran a graphic of Mika having a hat trick. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I was talking to the gang a little bit, so I missed a few comments.
I thought Sam and Joe were tolerable.
Yeah, they weren't bad. They weren't bad.
Yeah, I guess when they're tolerable, I give them their credit.
I'd still rather watch MSG than a national broadcast, especially when you're playing the Penguins. I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Well,
and they were pretty
funny, at least on my reception of the whole thing. The crowd is lower on the national broadcast than it is on MSG.
The crowd in Pittsburgh?
What?
The crowd in Pittsburgh?
Yes. So I'd rather not hear those assholes as loudly. So
gotcha.
I started the first period, or maybe I'll get a superstition here now. Started the first period on the national broadcast. They were down 2-0. Switched to MSG.
You got to do that tomorrow now. See, yesterday.
Down 2-0 tomorrow.
And now, yesterday, Jen had to go. She had to go to work last night. So last night, when I got done with work yesterday at 4:00, we went to this bar we like because they have a really good happy hour. We ate, had a couple of beers, and came home. And then she went to work, and then she called me like after the game. After I talked to you, she called me before I went to sleep. And I said, now we got to go to 50-yard line tomorrow for happy hour. She's like, oh, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, it'll be just two of us tomorrow night. Hopefully the weather will be nice because we're 2-0 on the patio now, so that plays into my head. I had a backup. Jen reminded me to tell you. So I think I told you guys this story for the game 5 recap where we had Avery and her boyfriend were out on the patio with us. And to be nice, I put Jen's Ranger throw blanket I put under the TV on the table. And then where Avery was sitting with her boyfriend, I put her Penguins towel on their chair. Last night, I put the Penguins towel back out on the chair, even though they weren't here by myself. I put the blanket where it was, and I threw the Pittsburgh towel over the chair, but I put it on upside down, which I didn't even realize I did. So yeah, so the Pittsburgh towel was out because I was like, gotta have it just the way it was. So, so yeah, hopefully we've had some rain on and off yesterday and today, but hopefully it'll be okay for tomorrow night. We'll be able to sit out there because the patio is 2-0. So there's good luck out there in them bricks.
Yeah. Is everybody feeling good for Game 7?
I am absolutely feeling good because I just feel like there's no excuse. There's no reason not to win.
Me either. I mean,
there's no reason not to win.
I kind of feel like this. And again, my Rangers psychosis always goes back to the bad. This is how I felt when we lost to Tampa, when we beat the hell out of Tampa, and then we came back to the Garden, and we said, all right, we're coming back to the Garden. But this is a whole entire new animal. I really love this group of players. I mean, what's this now?
Well, this is the blanket that goes under the TV.
Oh, okay.
The TV sits on this with the crest facing out so that I can see the crest the whole time I'm watching the game. And then this is the toilet paper we put over the chair. I can say that now because the girls aren't home.
Okay. Well,
I texted Jen at one point last night. I think when they tied it up at 3-3, and I just texted her and I said, honey, I said, I hate this team so fucking much. She goes, I know you do. She goes, I know you do.
I mean,
She goes, I know you do.
I know the series isn't over, but it will be over soon. Those fans really got under my skin. I felt so bad for Shesterkin. Because here's a nice kid. I know it's sports and everything, but I feel bad for him. I was having a human moment for a change.
DB Maven makes a great point here that I hadn't given any thought to, and there's a reason for that. He said, on a different note, I thought last night's refs were the best of the series. And you know what? He's absolutely right, because I didn't even think about the referees at one point in any game last night. I didn't think that's a bad call. This is a bad call. Nothing. I paid no attention to the referees last night.
You're
So
right.
that's a great point.
They weren't noticeable, and that's the best they could be.
Right. Who was it last night? The referees were, it was Justin St. Pierre, TJ Luxmore, and Kevin Pollak.
Kevin Pollak, the actor?
Yes. Yeah, he was doing his Robin Williams and William Shatner impersonations all up and down the ice all night long. They're very annoying. There's a Ranger on the wing.
What does the great Howie Sussman think about the refs? That's what I want to know.
Garage League. There's Howie's
I never met a ref that he didn't like. Speaking about,
you know how there's like there's these people on Twitter on the extreme left and the extreme right that find no problem with exposing like these people's addresses and Supreme Court justices' address. I could see Howie. Justin St. Pierre lives at 10 Main Street in Crooksbury, Ontario. Let's get him.
I mean, yeah, it's just like now, like with the stupid. I mean, it's not stupid. It's a serious issue, the Roe versus Wade. And it's a big top. But you got these idiots. Whether you like it or not, it's not right to release the addresses of Supreme Court justices. It's fucking stupid. Now they got people protesting out there. You don't know what kind of nut's going to left wing, right wing nut, just a nut.
And the person that did it and thought there was no problem then had her address exposed, and then she thought it was a big problem.
Yeah. It just
without getting into too political,
no, but that kind of coincides with the Howie joke.
Right.
Wes
McCauley, I've got a picture of his house. I Google Earthed it.
Oh boy! If you could give me the address of Shandor Alfonso, linesman, then I would be very happy because he's my favorite linesman in the league.
You like Shandor, do you?
Yeah, I just love the name. He's like a magician. Shandor the magician.
Right. Shandor the Magnificent.
Yeah.
Peanut butter sandwiches.
So I'm happy. I'm good to have a day off from Ranger hockey. There's some big time hockey tonight going on. Everything's going Game 7.
Yeah, 3 Game 7s starting at 4:30. Boston and Carolina, then Toronto.
I'm rooting for that. I feel like I'm rooting for the wrong team in that.
I'm rooting for Boston.
I'm rooting for Boston too.
Oh no, I'm rooting for Boston because I don't think I'm thinking ahead, and I don't think the Rangers match up well with Carolina. I just don't. I think they could give them a tough series, but I'm not sure they can. I'm not sure they can beat them. I mean, again, they'd have an advantage in goal, but I don't know. That advantage in goal didn't play out as much as I thought it would in this series. So, I'm pulling for Boston tonight. I think Boston would be a really nasty series.
I hate Carolina.
I do too.
Visiting there and seeing what those people are like.
But but watching Carolina, I see 7 ex-Rangers on the ice. I'm like, how the fuck are they winning with all these guys we couldn't win with?
Well, they haven't won yet.
Right. Well, but still. So no, I'm rooting for Boston. I want to see. I like the Rangers' chances. If the Rangers get out of this series, I like their chances better against Boston. That being said, if Carolina wins tonight and the Rangers win tomorrow night, I'll come on the air Monday night and go, we're gonna fucking sweep them, bitches.
I just want another series so the Rangers can correct their game to what it was before the playoffs. I know it's great winning, but I want to see the Rangers play Rangers hockey. And Rangers hockey is right now just coming back from a deficit. That's
Right.
how you define Rangers hockey now.
Right. Resiliency,
which is great. But I would like to see puck management, perhaps. How
Right.
about you defend in front of the net reasonably well? I
Right.
mean, they don't defend in the house at all.
Right. And again, without looking ahead too much, Carolina is a team that takes a lot of shots on goal. I mean, you're talking like 40, 50 shots a game. And I just, you've already got to question how fatigued is Igor at this point. It's hard for me to see a positive outcome against Carolina, not as hard for me to see a positive outcome against Boston. But like I said, if it all falls that way this weekend, I'll come on Monday night and be like, we're going to fucking sweep them. They ain't got a chance against us. Lanty, Ronta. Break out my Herman Munster laugh and everything. Start making fun of their coach and all that stuff.
Right.
So speaking of that, I guess one way or the other, Monday night will be YouTube. Monday night.
Yeah, we got to give the general public just a taste so they come and join.
Well, yeah, I mean, and plus we'll be, one way or the other, we'll be summing up the series and moving on. So that we'll do a big show for. And if there is another series, the Patrick Division Finals, as I like to call them, then we'll be back in between games with you guys.
Oh yeah, they're terribly outcoached by Rod Brindamore if they play Carolina. And I don't want to look ahead. I don't want to talk about who we're playing, but as I sit here with you guys, and I'm fairly confident in the Rangers. The Rangers. What were you saying last night? Let's go Rangers.
Yo, you watching these Rangers? Bobby Carnival.
Yeah, you watch. You
watching these Rangers? There's no quit in New York.
Listen, I did not like Rob Brindamore but I would switch coaches with this clown we got. No, Mr. No Options, bag skating in the playoffs. I love him because he's a Ranger coach and the Rangers coach,
right?
And
he may be Fester, but he's our Fester.
That's right.
Why do you keep staring at me?
He
just doesn't get old.
He hands the team. He hands the fate of the team within the players to the players, and the Rangers have a great room, so that's great. So I don't know what else to say. I mean, I guess because I'm living on the edge on every play, I'm watching every mistake. So I see. What was that?
That was just I had to refresh the page. That's all.
Oh yeah, I pulled a clip. Maybe Jim can navigate it. He's a superstar on the YouTube. Now, I think everybody in this chat room would agree that Sidney Crosby is a whiny crybaby who gets tons of calls because he is Sidney Crosby. I think we would all agree with that. And also, I think we would agree that referees do favor him. But there's the other side of the coin.
Nobody works the referees harder than Sidney Crosby, Joe.
Exactly. Even Sam Rosen came to that conclusion.
Right.
But I was surfing the net, and not everybody agrees. This is about Jacob Trouba's hit on Crosby that concussed the crybaby from a podcast called Fifth Avenue. Now, it's three broads that are on this for right off. If it ain't a Ranger broad, I don't really have any use for them because everybody else is an airhead if you're not a Ranger fan. And first of all,
male or female,
what'd you
you're
say?
An airhead. Male or female, you're an airhead.
That's true, but first of all, the name of the podcast is Fifth Avenue. First of all, there's only one Fifth Avenue, and it's in New York. I don't know what kind of Fifth Avenue they got in Pittsburgh, but it probably got a fucking Walgreens and a fucking Family Dollar.
And a Permanente Brothers.
Yeah. And the Primanti brothers. I have no idea what that is. What is a Primanti brother?
Famous sandwich place.
Oh, is it good?
Never ate there, actually.
Okay. So we're going to play this. I just want to get you fired up more than you already are. Because they are claiming that Jacob Trouba is the Antichrist and that he is a violent, what's bad for hockey, because he continually gets away with these hits. Let's hear these ladies.
The Dixie Chicks. Here we go.
They're like, can you imagine Crosby? Crosby, if you think of all like the headshots he's taken over the years, do you know how like the discipline, the total discipline the players combined have received for hits on Crosby? One player has gotten one game. This happens all the time when people take headshots at Crosby. Mm-hmm. They never get punished. Yep. So this narrative, no, it doesn't happen. And this is just the latest example of that apparently Crosby's had his fair game. That's what you need to see on the national broadcast. That's what the casual fans want to see. Just the stars getting taken out of the game.
Cindy, calm down.
I don't know. The league needs to do something about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Go ahead, Jenna.
Oh, I was going to say, just the fact that, again, when you look at the hits to the Chicago Blackhawks player and to Nathan McKinnon, Jacob Trouba is going to continue to do this until it gets called. If you're not going to be able, if you're going to, and again, you think it's or not, but if you're not going to call it, the player is still going to do it until it gets called because oh, I'm just being physical. Oh, I'm just playing for the puck. And he talked about that today on Thursday morning. He after Rangers practice, he addressed the media and he kind of explained what it was. He was going for the puck, which he did. I think that's a very valid thing. Was it the extra addition of the elbow? I think that can kind of, that factor up a little bit. It didn't seem like just like a bang type play. And I think, again, the big thing is that, like, if this had just happened and this was the only incident of it, you look at it a lot differently than you do even when you take the two hits that he's had prior this season that have looked a lot like this out of it and just with what he was doing to Gensel earlier. And I think it was the first period that happened.
Well, yeah, it was all the same game, and it's insane. And I saw... I can't remember who it was, but I did see that Jesse Marshall was going back and forth with him on Twitter. Like, there was some guy who initiated this whole conversation because he tweeted that he was thankful that the NHL is still allowing good, clean hits in regards to that. Are you kidding? What? That's not a good, clean hit.
All right.
Learn the rules. Learn the rules. I like. But here's my comment, by the way. This is great comedy. I love when the Babylon Bee does hockey podcast. What I like is that all this guy's worried about is why can't he see them on screen, which is just like
he's probably whacking off to him or something.
Your comment has been deleted
already.
Yes, I don't see it here.
That's censorship. I'm against
that's
that.
censorship. This is why we need Elon Musk to buy YouTube.
Yes.
Do you want to hear more, or have we heard enough?
You know that I am an advocate for women. But what I left, I had to troll them. I'm sorry. It had to be done, and I said, why don't you guys stick to baking cookies instead of talking about man things? So I guess I got deleted because of that. But they had to be trolled.
Basically said, quiet, ladies, men are talking.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Now, Matsy, you listen on your own time. I think I'm going to listen to this. They got babies crying in the background. Yeah, really.
It's terrible. I heard a tea kettle going off.
Yeah.
I hear husbands with no dinner on the table. What's going on?
When did we go on the air? 3:00? I got deleted already.
I don't see your comment there. Let me
sort of like demographic.
Oh, shush. Enough.
Oh God, imagine in these three yentas all the time. They're breastfeeding. The kettle's going off.
Yeah, your comment's gone.
Ah, come on. Get the take.
Oh, wait. I stand corrected.
Oh, good.
I stand corrected. Hold on.
Try with buzzing. There it is. Momo the old. You enlarge that a little?
I think I can.
I think I can.
That's what she said. That's what they said on that podcast. Can you enlarge that a little?
You broad should be baking cookies instead of talking about man things. Go make sandwiches.
That sound you hear is Susan B. Anthony turning in her grave.
Listen, I had to troll them. They probably don't read the comments. Come on. Who can let that guy? Why can't I see you?
Right.
Moron.
Right. At least your comment was more straightforward.
God.
Anybody who watches that show is suffraging.
I don't even think it's a show. It's just a broadcast. It's a podcast.
There was another video up there on their page where they're on screen.
Let's see what they look like. Let's see what these broads look like. It's one of what. Hey, okay. I was going to switch subjects, but let's see what that. Not that we, I'm not fucking, Brad Pitt over here, but I want to see what these broads look like. I'm not going to criticize them on their looks. Yeah, right. Fifth Avenue. I wonder what Fifth Avenue. This is our Ranger song?
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
And welcome to another episode of Podcast on Fifth Ave. It's so good to have Jenna back from LA going to the Super Bowl. We were talking about that before, but yeah, was that just the best thing ever?
It was so cool and so surreal. I was telling you, I'm like, still
Sidney Crosby continues to get persecuted.
There you go. So that's what. Why can't we see you? All right, well now you can see them.
Yeah, they're young kids. They don't know anything.
DP Maven. I'd explain it to you, but I don't have crayons.
Whoa!
Oh.
Very
God bless them. It's a free society. I love the fact that these dames can get on a YouTube show and talk about whatever they want when they're not cooking.
Yes, they're not
Just
good
kidding.
and they don't know anything about hockey. So other than that, they're doing pretty. Dames, that's a great word too. Those skirts just don't know what they're talking about.
We were watching what's the movie? Key Largo. I was watching about a month or two ago, which is a very old Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall movie.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie. But it's about Humphrey Bogart winds up at a hotel that's being basically taken over by a bunch of mob guys during a hurricane. And they've got this woman with them, and they got her locked up in a room, and Humphrey Bogart comes upstairs and he's talking to one of the mobsters, and the mobster says something like, I had to smack her right in the kisser to get her to snap out of it or something like that. And Jen's watching a movie with me, and she thought that was one of the funniest things she'd ever heard. I had to smack her right in the kisser to get her to come out and snap out of it.
The language is funny, but now that would not sit well.
Right. The idea is not funny, but the soccer, was that what it was? I had the soccer in the kisser. Yes.
Soccer in the kisser.
I had the soccer in the kisser. The language is funny. The idea is not. You know, I mean, Ralph Cramden, like to belt you just once. I mean, that's just so fucking funny.
You got that right.
That you absolutely, you are 100% right, Josh. That is one of the many reasons why that woman is a gem.
Right.
Like the soccer right in the kisser to snap her out of it.
Yeah. So
anyway,
so you could see how delusional those people are.
Right. Now, see if that was a show about the Flyers, they could have just called it Broad Street.
Yes, Broad Street. Broad Street Betty's.
Broad Street.
Just anyway,
Avenue in Pittsburgh. I got to look up what a hotspot Fifth Avenue is in Pittsburgh.
Fifth Avenue, come on. Dollar General and
what'd you say? A Rite Aid?
And what's that? What's the name of that? It has like kind of a. Oh, I can't go there yet.
It's one of the longest streets in Pittsburgh. It begins downtown and moves eastward for over 5 miles. Whoop-de-woo.
Whoop-de-woo.
As George Costanza would say, whoop-de-woo.
Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue Floozies. That's what the name of that show should be. Floozy. There's another word.
Paul Sliker is going to Game 7, and he promises to get and keep the Louis chant going through the whole game. Yes, they need to be on him from the minute the anthem is done. That's what I want to hear tomorrow.
Guy stinks anyway.
Yeah, but that's all right. Let's watch him have a nervous breakdown on the ice.
I hope he does.
Send him back to Fifth Avenue.
Oh man, I'll have just one last quick word on that analysis. The reason those weren't, looked at by the league and deemed illegal because they weren't. And he's got a reputation for clean hits. That's his rep.
Right.
So he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. Louis chant. The Potvin sucks is irrelevant. Irrelevant on both counts. So, you think Jarry's playing? Who said he thinks Jarry?
That's the rumor.
Yeah,
that's the rumor.
This guy fresh
in the Game 7.
Well, we know how the Rangers is just the new goalies.
Right.
Maybe
no worries.
A little bit more worried if he's going to play. But I saw a lot of the tweets by the Pittsburgh fans saying they want to fire. You love that. You love the Festa quotes as much as I love the Festa pictures.
It's classic. He was just such a classic character.
Right, he is. He's iconic. You just have to see him. Poffin's dead. Go with Louis. Well, Jean Poffin's dead for real. I'm positive. I'm going to keep it positive. I am totally, Game 7. Let's live on. What you saying? I like it. I can't see him like crack. Come on. Who thought of that bit? Put a light bulb in his mouth and light it up.
Right. It's fantastic.
Now, I've never watched the Addams Family movies. Did what you call it do that?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I definitely saw the first one. I don't know if I saw the second one, The Family Values, I think it was called. And then there's another one, I think, or something. I don't know.
Right.
Anyway. I don't care. If Jarry plays, Jarry plays. Good for him. Good for everybody. No excuses. There's no excuses. I don't care who's in net. There's no excuses. You're at home. It's Game 7. This is what you wanted. This is what you rallied back in this series for. Go get it done.
Yeah.
Find a way to get 2 or 3 goals and play defense, and that's it.
Yep.
My darling bride.
They're gonna have to learn somewhere down the line.
I have to learn what a monster I am, right?
Yeah, you got he's only a monster when it comes to his Rangers and Giants. That's it.
They have to know what an evil, hate-filled person I really am.
Well, listen, but you're not like this way with the Mets, though, are you?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, even in the playoffs, I'm not like this because no, I'm just not. I'm okay.
All right. Well,
baseball is baseball is such a different sport where everything just takes so long to develop that it's not tense until like the 9th inning. You know what I mean? Like, right. I don't know. It's just it's a different mindset when it comes to baseball.
All right. I dig that. Well, that's all I got to say. I got a mambo, unfortunately.
All right. Oh, yeah, it's after 4. We've run out of time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Thank you all for being here.
Enjoy the hockey tonight.
Enjoy the hockey tomorrow. And we will see you guys Monday night.
Well, yes. So regardless, yeah, we'll see you Monday night regardless.
Right. We'll be on YouTube. I might do one of those group rooms tomorrow. So if you're hanging around, you're sitting watching the game, and just keep an eye on the Patreon if I open one of those rooms, and you can sit and we'll commiserate during the game. Eddie, have a good night. Man. Always a pleasure, sir.
Jim, always a honor and a pleasure to be with you.
Thanks, go everybody. Rangers. Let's go Rangers. Yo, you watching these Rangers? We love you. Take care. Good night, everybody.